Shalom לכל ישראליתים בברזיל, בישראל ובאחרים עמים. זה אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אשר מדבר איתכם. Shalom to all Israelites in Brazil, in Middle East, in Africa, Oceania, in South America, North America, and Central America, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. And I would like to talk about the importance of the Torah. Torah is our life, because neither of the bread will leave the man, but from the words that came out from Yahweh's mouth. And I would like to talk with you about the feast, the shavuot, the item 162, to rest in the day of Shavuot, Pentecost, Feast of Weeks. And I would like to invite you to follow with me in the book of Vayikra, Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 21. Let's go to the reading. On that same day, you are to proclaim a sacred assembly, and do no regular work. This is to be a lasting ordinance for the generation to come, wherever you live. Well, this is ordinance of the Pentecost, to rest in the day of the Pentecost. Generally, the day of the Pentecost, it falls just on Sunday, on the first day of the week, because you counted the 50 days after the Sabbath. And but you must rest. You can't do we can do any regular work, just the things that you can prepare for us to feed. Well, let's see this item 162, to rest in the day of Shavuot, Pentecost, Feast of Weeks, in the oral law. Oral law. Shemot, Exodus, chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. To rest in the day of Shavuot. This is the portion of the Torah that you are reading. Shemot, chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Shemot is Exodus. Shemot 5. Shemot 5, verse 1, 2. Afterward, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, says, let my people go, so that they may hold a festival to me in the desert." Pharaoh said, "Who is Yahweh, that I should obey him and let Israel go? I do not know Yahweh, and I will not let Israel go." Then they said, the Elohim of the Hebrews has met with us. Now let us take a 3 days journey into the desert to offer sacrifice to the Elohim our Elohika, or he may strike us with the plagues or with the sword. Well, we can see that in the Torah, the festivals of the Eternal has ever had. And when Moshe and Aaron went to Pharaoh to ask permission for him to let the people go to the desert to offer this sacrifice, and perhaps Pesach, perhaps Shavuot, perhaps Yom Teruah, perhaps Sukkot, we don't know, but the festivals are there. It's written in the oral law, because in this item 162, Shemot is oral law yet. Well, and it's very important to rest in the day of Shavuot, not making any work, not making any compromise with the business, but just to think about the Yahweh's things. Just eat, because the just has pleasure to fulfill the commandments of the Eternal One. Well, we're going to see this item 162, to rest in Shavuot, in Yahushua's time, in his disciples' time as well. To rest in Shavuot, Corinthians 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 8. Verse 16. Verse 16, or chapter 16, verse 8. Corinthians 11, 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 8. But I will stay on Ephesus until Pentecost, until Shavuot, because a great door for effective work has opened to me, and there are many who oppose me. Then you can see that Shaul will stay in Ephesus, that time in Turkish, and he will stay there until the Shavuot. And you can see that the Israelite brothers in Turkish lands, they kept the Shavuot, the commandments of the Torah, because the Torah is for all inhabitants of the earth. It will be the judgment for all the people, for all the nations, that the Eternal One will gather together in the valley of Jezreel. Well, now we're going to another item 163, to rest in the Feast of Trumpets and to realize a Mikra Kodesh, meeting, spiritual meeting. Bereshit Bereshit, no, Bereshit, it's Bereshit is Torah Orah. We're going to read it afterwards. 163, to rest in the Feast of Trumpets and to perform a Mikra Kodesh, or solemn meeting. Vaikra 23:24. Vaikra 23:24. The Yahweh said to Moses, say to the Israelites, on the first day of the 7th month, you are to have a day of rest, a sacred assembly, commemorate with trumpets, bless. To rest in the Feast of Trumpets and to perform a Mikra Kodesh, a solemn rest. In this 7th month, in the first day of the 7th month, according the words that came out from Yahweh's mouth, we commemorate the feast of Yom Teruah, not the New Year, Jewish New Year. No, it's not written in the Torah. We commemorate the Yom Teruah from one sunset to other sunset. We blow the trumpets. We blow the trumpets from time to time to fulfill these commandments that came out from Yahweh's mouth. And the religions, okay, the Christian religion commemorates the New Year in December 25, and the Judaism commemorates the New Year in the 7th month, and the Islamism in February, I don't remember, but we must observe it. The words that came out from Yahweh's mouth in the 7th month, the first day of the 7th month, will be the blow of trumpets, not New Year, because the Eternal One didn't command any New Year in this 7th month. The New Year of the Brit Olam, the Eternal Covenant, is Devarim chapter 16, verse 1. Shomer HaChodesh Abib, in the month of Abib. But let's read in the Torah this item 163, to rest in the Feast of Trumpets and to perform a solemn meeting. Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 8, verse 4. Bereshit, chapter 8, verse 4. 8, verse 4. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. It was in the 7th month. It started the Yom Teruah and the plus 17 days in the feast of Sukkot, the 10th, the ark of covenant that the Eternal One made with Noah, and it posed in the mountain Ararat. And on the 17th day of the 7th month. 7th month, it started the Yom Teruah, in the first day of the 7th month. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Well, and to finalize, let's see this item, 163. In Yahshua's time, or his Talmudin's time. Corinthians Aleph, 1 Corinthians 14:8. 1 Corinthians 14:8. Corinthians Aleph, or 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 8. Corinthians Aleph, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 8. Again, if the trumpet does not sound a clear call, who will get ready for the barrel? The trumpets must be sounded in the right time. In the 7th month, Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets. We look clear what the Shaul Rashalia says. The trumpet must be sounded in the right time. In the 7th month, in the first day, is the sound of trumpets, the Feast of Trumpets, the Yom Teruah. Shalom to you and your family. Thank you very much for your attention. That the Eternal One bless you and your family. Toda rabá, lesim lev shelcha, Yahweh Baruch, Baruch Otcha Veramispaha Gam, Shalom e Toda rabá, lesim lev shelcha, Toda rabá ad Yom Ramishich rabá, Be Hashem Yahu Shua, Hashem Shel Barit Olam. Toda.